Hey everybody, welcome to Figure Feedback. My name is Jeremy, and on the table in front of me here are a few 3D printed figures from Loot Studios that's a part of their May 2023 Sci-Fi bundle that they call Deep Space Madness. Now, I'm a big fan of Loot Studios. I really enjoy their figures and I really enjoy their design, so I am subscribed to their Sci-Fi bundle. And when I saw these figures, I knew that, yeah, I need to print these out. So if you're interested in any of these figures at all, I'll leave a link to Loot Studios down in the description where you can sign up. I believe it costs about $15 a month for the Sci-Fi bundle, and right off the bat, you'll get something like around 45 different miniature files that you can print out. And if you're a fan of like Alien, especially like the movies and the constant struggle and conflict between aliens and humans with guns, then maybe this is something that you are interested in. So this guy over here is called Shadow Claw Prime, and he comes in a few different pieces. Now, normally with Loot Studios, their figures are usually just one piece, two pieces if you include the base. But this guy is so big, he came in a few different pieces, including a top half, a bottom half, and then three of these little robotic tentacle things that are attached to his back. So as we get a nice close look at this guy, I do have to point out, and you may notice, that there is quite a gap in his midsection. And that's not the way he was designed. That was my fault because I was trying to attach the top to the bottom, and when things weren't quite lining up the way that I wanted it to, I got a little bit too excited and I jammed it in there. And then when I tried to take it out, I ended up breaking something in there. So he has a little bit of a gap that I have to try to close and fix, maybe get some putty or something. But other than that, this guy is huge and he is awesome. Now, if you're looking at these bases down here, these bases were printed in filament and not resin. Just another money-saving method from me. But he just has his foot perched up upon this computer, some type of electrical equipment. His foot is really grabbing into there and kind of crushing it, and very nice placement on the feet makes him stand up nice and sturdy. This guy with the guns here is the Hunter Shadow Claw, and I wanted to print him out because he's got a bunch of arms and he has a gun for each arm, and I just couldn't say no to this guy. So he comes in just one piece, thankfully. The tentacles are a part of his main body, and then also the base is also made out of PLA filament. And what I really like about this guy is that he kind of fits into the base at an angle. It's a nice secure fit. He is not even glued in at the moment, so I just kind of like the play on motion that it just kind of gives. And like I said, if you're a fan of just aliens in general, especially the movies, you can just look at the shape of his head and it's going to be like very familiar, very sci-fi, deep space alien-esque. And yeah, I really like the pose on him and he looks really, really cool. Now, for the humans of the group, we have a few. Now, there are 5 members of Gamma Squad, but I just have 3 of them printed out here. And the first one here, the guy with the flamethrower, is Exterminator Yaris. And this guy actually comes with a separate piece. It's like a giant flame that you can print out separately and just kind of put in front of the gun to make a really cool effect. I thought about printing that out, but I really thought that something like that could benefit from some nice translucent resin. I don't have any of that yet, especially one that's like a really cool color like red, you know, something like that. So maybe that's something I will experiment with in the future, but that would really, really make this figure. You see he's got those canisters attached to his leg, and even on his base there's a couple of canisters that are right there on the ground, sort of in between each leg. He's got the helmet. I love how those straps just kind of came out, making it look like he's really holding that gun out there in front. Really cool pose for him. The guy in the middle is Lieutenant Jackson, and he certainly looks like a man who always has a plan at the ready. And even though his pose is nice and stoic, when you flip him around, you see that he is holding on to that handgun, you know, just in case some stuff starts to jump off. So he definitely looks like a guy that's got some age on him. I wanted to print him out because he's the most sort of normal human looking figure in this line, where everyone else is all either decked out in armor or they just look like they are specialized in some sort of area of combat. He looks like a guy who's just sort of leading the charge, telling everyone what to do. And then the last guy over here, the big guy, power suit specialist Tolls. And he's got these two massive guns on either side of him. He's got this big backpack on. And even though he's most likely trying to kill something that wants to chew his face off, he's still relaxed enough to enjoy a cigar or cigarette or whatever that is that he has in his mouth. And that kind of really drives home that whole 80s action movie kind of a thing where it's facing certain death, but hey, I can still smoke, so whatever. But it goes along with that whole theme. And I think that is really, really cool for this Deep Space Madness bundle that they have going on right now. And all of these figures are in the 75mm scale. And you can also get them as 32mm figures as well. So if you don't want to have the larger figures, you can have the smaller ones and they'll still maintain all that same detail. You'll just be able to print out more of them with a smaller amount of resin. And then, if you got some shelves, you have a lot more space to put those little figures on. But yeah, that's just a look at 5 of these figures. I think that they're really, really cool. And like I said, I really do enjoy Loot Studios, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with next, because so far the sci-fi theme has been a hit with me. So thank you all so much for checking out this video. And if you want to see more figure related videos and 3D print related videos, be sure to subscribe and come back so you'll know when I drop another video. So until then, take care of yourselves and I'll see you next time.